Okay, so real quick, let's talk death blows. I know so many people have wanted to explain to me how these actually work. So, from what I gathered, each character gets the same death blows. So, like, the next one that Faye is going to learn is the triangle, 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 triangle X. But it doesn't seem like the best way to learn it is to just use triangle, 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 triangle X every fight. Because that's what I was doing for a while, and it was working, but it, like, they weren't really learning it that fast. So yeah, tell me how it works. We have 4 triangle attacks, 2 square attacks, and 1 X attack. Okay, I did notice that. But how do these numbers go up? The game is keeping count of every time you use those 7 attacks for each character. Okay. So are you saying that, like, that 90 number is counting triangles? Is it based on, like, what the first one is? So, like, it's gonna be... It's gonna start with a triangle, so it's triangle XP? You need to meet the minimum threshold for the relevant basic attacks for that death blow. So it's counting triangle and X's. So in this case, triangle, 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 X actually is the best way to learn it. Just off of circumstance, because there's 4 triangle attacks and 1 X attack. Would it... But how do the numbers work? Because if it's counting triangles, wouldn't it be best just to spam triangle? Because triangle takes less to do. Yes and no. What? It's position determined. Yeah, I know. I understand that. I'm asking, what is the best way to learn this move? Fouquet. What is the best way to learn it? It's triangle, 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 X. It counts triangle 4 times, and it counts X once. So would it not be triangle, 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 X? Or triangle, 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 triangle? Is that the scary dragon that we were being... that someone said there's a rare chance to have a super scary enemy? Here we go, I guess. So it's got to be a certain amount of triangles and a certain amount of X. So it kind of depends on which ones I have at the moment. Is that what you're saying? Brother, we know this already. Stop telling me what I know. He didn't go flying in the air. Ah. All right. That's a bit unfortunate. I don't think that was elemental either, so I don't think I can, like, protect against it. Let's play dead. Maybe that'll help. Thank you, yet. I mean, I could throw this, but it's kind of a waste. How much health does this guy have? Does anyone know? Do I even have a chance of winning this? Okay, that's better. Wait. Okay, that's better. I can deal with that. I wasn't paying attention how much damage this did. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I was basically right. It's just instead of having to match every button, it's just each individual button gets experience. Now, if you do a death blow, you get the experience for the attacks before the death blow, right? So you do get some, just not, it's not optimal. Right. Ow. Ow. Super glad we got this dragon fight. It's kind of a great finale here. Not exactly a super boss, but definitely seems like the hardest normal enemy in the game. And you have to fight him on foot, so he's much different than the final boss. I don't want to try hitting this again. Ooh, he's hurt. We got him! Really, it was just that breath attack, which luckily Satan survived. Still not as much experience as that other dude. All I got was scales. Wait. Did you just run from left to right? Is that like all this is? So what can you get from that fight? Because all I got was scales, which I think you just sell for money. You can drop some ultimate weapons. Dang. Doing the X triangle triangle square strat. These guys are tough, which is a good thing. Yeah, this is pretty perfect. I love that this is here, so if you need death blows, you can come get them. In the end, I didn't need them. In the end, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I didn't do any death blow grinding, and I was just barely able to beat the final boss in an epic finale, as I expected. Which is why I didn't listen to people yelling at me to spend an hour grinding death blows for no reason. But now, if I want to, I could just sit here and learn them all. That sound effect is something else. there a limit to how much XP you can get in a fight? I just like learn all my death blows in one shot. Ooh. And I genuinely wish that Emeralda was like a main character from the start, so we just randomly met. But she is so cool. One death blow learning strat is to find a gear battle and leave one or two guys in the gear and let the other one wail away on foot. I learned Haze of Fire. Faye should be real close to his. Oh, I didn't get I got like 2 experience. I probably need a lot of triangles. Actually, maybe I need a lot of X's. Because I was grinding triangle, 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 triangle X for a while, but I wasn't getting the X. Or no, I guess I was. I was getting the X experience, but only 1. And yeah, you said that his learning's really slow. Dark Beast. And another dragon. I don't think I want to fight this thing, so I don't want to accidentally die. And that breath attack was very close to killing me. As long as the breath attack doesn't kill me, I should be able to win that fight every time, because he's really slow. If that breath attack randomly kills me, then... I don't remember if I ever checked out Rumble Earth. Also, I want to check out Flying Arm. Doom Man. Not what I want to do. I don't think you can do square X, triangle, triangle, can you? I think that does an attack. Alright, I got 2 cool ones to see with Satan, and then maybe we'll learn this last one with Faye and then call it there. Where are they all? Do they all start with triangle? There's Rumble Earth. Wow. He really did the Yoshimitsu stab yourself attack. Yeah, the other one might be triangle square. How's it going, Gibson? Don't follow them. There we go. Haze of Fire. That was interesting. Wave Cutter. Wait, we gotta do Hammerhead. Her sound effects are like wild. Okay. I gotta look up the water one. I don't know what it is. Only at 93. Square, triangle, triangle, X. What if I equip Faye with all 3 wizardry rings? Will it quadruple my experience? Found the fossil. I see it. How do I get up there? No. I don't think there's any fights here. Yamato sword. What have I done? Somehow the sword was holding up the bones. Makes sense. Yo, Zoo, they give me the 86. Thank you, man. Wow, plus 3 damage. Gaming. Robot. Right, here we go, crystal water. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. All the different, like, weapons she pulls out. Just crazy. Someone said they wanted to see... Oh, wait, I should do it. I forget what the earth one is. I forget what they call that. There's a word for it. It's a word for that stab yourself move. I don't remember what it is. Yeah, that's it. Alright. We want to try to learn... I want to try to learn one more with Faye. Because the next one he learns should be... should be an elemental. If that's how it works. If it's always the last ones that are elemental. And then I guess that's it. I don't know if I want to pull up like a video, because we can always just watch that whenever. Like, anyone can Google any of the combos they want to see. I thought about maybe looking up Ellie's, because hers seem like they might be really cool. Bart might have some ridiculous ones too. But people can link in the comments any of their favorites. Can I stop getting dragons? Literally anything else but dragons? Yeah, overall, I really like the death blow system. It was never really apparent enough to me, and maybe I just missed it, but it was never like apparent enough to me that the death blows affected how strong your gears were, like how many moves you could do with your gears. They may have explained it at some point, but it went over my head. But I feel like just playing the game casually, I was able to get enough death blows to make my gears strong enough. I mean, obviously they were strong enough because I beat the game. So I don't think it's like a big deal. I think you can get as many as you want to get. And like, some people are saying like they got soft locked at some point because they hadn't learned enough death blows. Which I could see happening, but I never grinded death blows, and it never happened to me. I was able to figure out a way around. Like, there was that one fight that was pretty difficult, but I figured out a gear setup that worked. So, like, I feel like if you're just smart with your gear and actually, like, understand the fights, there's always something you can do. I don't think you're ever going to be, like, completely 100% soft-locked. I would not call this an easy game, though, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's got a good difficulty curve. I think this is, like, kind of a perfect difficulty this whole game was. Like, this is the type of difficulty that I wish Final Fantasy VII was, where you kind of really do have to master at least the general concepts of the game. You don't have to sit here and grind death blows to win. You don't have to, like, get the absolute best equipment to win. But you gotta at least understand what you're doing in the fights. Whereas Final Fantasy VII, I can't really say that. If you walk into the final fight with mistiles and Ultima, you'll win. Like, you really don't need anything else other than that. So, yeah, I mean, this is the type of difficulty curve that I wish a lot of the Final Fantasies had. I think this was, like, perfect. And I also think that sitting here and grinding death blows isn't going to make you OP either. Because there's like a certain downside to doing it, right? You do have to power up to use the big, strong ones in the gears anyways. So, I mean, sure, if you literally level 99, grind every single death blow, yeah, you're gonna be strong, but it's not like if I sit here and grind out a couple, I'm suddenly God tier and the final boss is gonna be easy. You gotta be level 80 just to get the final one. That's a bit of a shame, I think, that you have to be... I mean, like I said, I think the final boss is going to be hard no matter what. Like, I think it's just a hard fight, but... Too bad there wasn't some kind of big, super post-game boss, given that there's so much stuff you can get. Like, imagine if you spent a couple hours getting all the way up to level 80 and getting all the final death blows with Faye, and then actually having some super boss that you can use it on. That would be sweet. Like I said, honestly, I think the final boss is probably going to be hard no matter what, so using Faye's super ultimate stuff on the final boss would probably still feel pretty good. In comparison, you know, if you take the time to get Omni Slash with Cloud, you can one-shot Saber 7. So, like, you know, that's the difference. Like, it feels like Omni Slash is there for Emerald Weapon and not there for Saber 7, you know. Whereas here, I think you could have a fun fight with the final boss pretty much no matter what. Unless you're, like, actually just stupidly maxed out, but... Yeah, that's kind of the difference. Like, the second you get Omni Slash, the regular game of Final Fantasy VII is a complete joke. So, luckily, Final Fantasy VII has those post-game bosses, although the original Japanese version didn't, but, you know, we were lucky enough to have these super post-game bosses that you can use that stuff on. Not so much Knights of the Round, because Knights of the Round is kind of always busted, but all the ultimate weapons and ultimate limit breaks and stuff. I hope I'm close, because we're running out of time. Kind of already out of time. It's kind of a shame that Faye learns them so slow. I kind of get why, though. Because you use him a lot, but you do have that section of the game where he disappears, so... Would I speedrun Xenogears? No. Probably not. I mean, never say never, but... It's definitely not in the cards at the moment. I just beat it for the first time. Alright. Alright, finally. I didn't actually learn the next one, so that answers that question too, because I was going to ask, do you have to learn in order? But, you do not, because I learned that one first. I wonder why that one has taken so long to learn. Because it's only triangle and X, and I'm using triangle and X. Maybe I gotta use the tier 4 triangles more. Triangle, triangle, square, X. And it looks like I might learn another one too. Let's go in Ethos. Yeah, I've heard a lot about the mods, and I would like to try the retranslation mod at some point. Down the road. Yeah, that's probably what's going on. What was it again? I read chat and forgot. Oh my god, that face! What was that face he made? That was crazy. Just spam triangle and see what happens. That's 2 tier 3s and a tier 4, so... Didn't learn anything yet. Let's see. I did get a good amount of XP from that, so... What's this other one? Probably another X attack? What I need? Let's do triangle, 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 X. Or triangle, 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 X. Might be able to learn both of these real fast. I want to know what they are. What do you mean? Yeah, of course, now I can't get into encounters. Does it count if they miss? Someone missed. Okay, good. I'm gonna do a square this time. Maybe I'll do a double square also. Yeah, I mean, at this point, given how expensive the game is, and how poorly it plays on PS2, I would probably just recommend to people, if they want to play the game, to play one of the mods. Obviously, if you want to get the full experience, go out and buy a PS1, which you should be able to get for pretty cheap, and then get a copy of the game, which is going to be pretty expensive. That would be the best way to play it, but if you want to just experience it, That's probably going to be your best bet. Because, yeah, unfortunately, the game doesn't play super well on PS2, so, and a lot of people don't have PS1s laying around. And I think that, in general, this translation was good, and, like, definitely didn't... It's not like my experience was terrible or ruined or anything, but having a new translation would probably really add a lot. Not to mention just, like, if you want to set lower encounter rate or something. Speed up some sections. Could make for a much better modern experience of the game. But I would genuinely recommend this game to anyone in its entirety, in its original form. Holy crap. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's id's attack. I figured that would happen at some point. We'd start using the ones with the attacks we've been seeing. There's that one attack where Graf used it, and everyone was like, that attack, it seems so familiar. And then, I think we already have it, that, like, big punch attack. We've had it for a while. That was rude. Well, I have that one that's sitting at 99, but I figured I'd try to get real fast. Pretty sure it's X or square that I'm missing. Square has 2 tiers, right? Or was it 3? Pretty sure it was 2. So let's check this one out, and then I want to jump into our gears and see if I have any new gear moves. And we'll call it there. Triangle, square, triangle, X. That move. Yeah, I want to check out Emeralda's too. Those are probably wild. It's so cool that, like, you can get your characters to, like, a power level that feels like, story-wise, makes sense, you know? Okay, unfortunately, though, I don't know how to get out of here. I mean, should I just run backwards? Because I can't get in my gears. What is that? What is that? I don't like it. Oh, really? That's cool. So, a boss that we couldn't even fight, like, an enemy that was a boss on when you were in Gears is now a regular enemy you can fight on the ground. Talk about making the player feel like they've gained strength. That's awesome. Basically the opposite of Final Fantasy VIII. I got what? A hole? Wait, is that the entrance? I'm falling! Get the... Oh, I was... Okay, I was gonna say... I was on there that I fell off. Is this some, like, super armor? Where'd it go? Isn't it, like, knight armor? Kingly armor. Defense up when ally KO'd, and it has, like, crazy defense. Whee! That's safe. Nice. So I actually did like the whole thing. I didn't expect it to be very big because, you know... Oh god, what is that? There's a boss? It's the same guy. What do you mean miss? Dealing no damage? Still dealing no damage. About haze of fire. Ow. What about ether attack? There it is. I was gonna try an ether attack with someone else, and then I was like, I'll just wait for Emerald's turn. Oh, that was cool. Oh, it might actually be left. I'm glad there was something to do. You know? We actually got some cool stuff out of it. And there was a little bonus boss. You sure this is the exit? I don't think this is the exit. I think I was supposed to go down. I don't know, you said go left. I was listening to you. I don't think so, because I ended up on the right side of the screen. It seemed like I exited left. I'm stuck. I just have to say, never mind on the gear thing. Holy crap. How many screens? If I go right one more time and I don't see anything, I'll go south. Heck. Are you here, dying? I think we're lost forever. I don't think there's any getting out of here. Alright, we'll just call it there. I'll check out, so like, how exactly do the gear, how do the gear death blows work with the human death blows? Is it literally like 1-to-1? Because I noticed like, our gears only had like 2 triangle moves and 2 square moves. The first 6 unlock them. Oh. So wait a second. This whole time, I've already had all the gear death blows, and this was all a complete moot point. And all the people screaming me in the comments to learn more death blows, there was like literally no reason to. Because I already had all the gear ones. There's literally nothing to do on foot after like halfway through the game. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised in the slightest. Yeah, cool to unlock them just to see them, but there's legitimately like no purpose. There are no hard fights on foot after like the halfway point. I can't even think of a fight that was on foot on Disc 2. I know there was one, but I can't even remember what it was. So, yeah, fun to see, but Yeah. That they're useless. Okay. Anyways. That'll be it. So, final thoughts on Xenogears. I think I've pretty much given my final thoughts already, but long story short, I'm just unbelievably impressed with this game. Any dislikes? Obviously, the beginning of Disc 2 could be better, but again, we kind of talked about that. The music could have more variety. We obviously know why. Like, we know why there's issues, but if we're just talking, like, the issues, the music needs more variety, and sometimes is used in weird places, like the whole choo-choo thing. Luckily, they did hold on to the best music for the end and for certain moments. But yeah, I mean, if I had to pick something, that's something they can improve on. I think that the end could have had more on-foot fights because, like we just mentioned, like, the super awesome final death blows don't really have anything to use on. I guess the dragon is, like, the only fight where those would come in handy. Other than that, there's really no reason to learn them other than they look cool. Because there's no post-game super boss, and there's no really difficult on-foot boss past the beginning of this, too. So yeah, maybe more on-foot stuff, maybe more post... like, again, this is just me saying what could be better. I'm not saying it needs this. The game is already so massive, and there's so much in the game that I would never complain about not having a post-game super boss. But if I could have it the way I wanted it, if I could have anything I wanted, a post-game super boss would be awesome because you could actually use all this stuff you learned and also use, like, all the Omni Gears at the end. And, like, once you learn how to do hyper mode from the piece of paper in the lighthouse, you could use, like, you could use that against, like, a super boss. So, oh, and the Big Joe's gear shop, like, you could use all that stuff. So, yeah, that would be cool, but again, doesn't need it. The translation obviously is rough, but again, super impressive. But yes, it could be better, obviously, especially the obvious, like, mistranslations and typos and stuff. That's obviously a negative, but given how massive this game is and how much of a task it was to translate it, I think it's fine. It's just, if I'm nitpicking, it could obviously be better. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, I think that the difficulty curve was excellent. The story was obviously insane. Even the graphics and, like, the cutscenes and just the scope of it is just insane. I loved the characters and the themes and the way that they carried them from the very beginning of the game to the very end of the game, and nothing feels like it was just kind of left, or, you know, it didn't feel like anything was just left hanging. There are a lot of lore points that aren't fully discussed, but that's because they were obviously supposed to be used for another game. All the stuff that makes sense to be explained is explained, and all of the themes that are given to you at the start are eventually realized, and it's just an incredible experience from beginning to end. Some of the characters do fall off a bit, but that's just typical PS1 RPG stuff, and especially given the beginning of Disc 2, it makes sense. But I think the main characters, Faye, Ellie, Bart, all get their time. Satan, all get their time. I think what I really want to leave with on Xenogears is a lot to talk about. But I think what I really want to leave it on is this game is truly a must-play for RPG fans. and I will 100% be adding it to my must-play list. So spoilers on that. It's going on there. I just think that this game is so important for RPGs. It shows that you don't need the biggest budget or all the time in the world, or like there's certain things that can be missing, and if the team truly wants to make a good game and they truly have all the inspiration, they can make something that's timeless. And this game, as I talked about last week, it feels like they truly wanted to make the greatest game of all time. That's the feeling I get from this game. It does not feel like a game that took any shortcuts, took any, well, if we do this, it'll sell better. If we do that, people will remember it longer. If we do this, you know, yada yada. It feels like all they wanted to do was make the greatest game of all time. And it shows in everything they did. And you can feel it while playing the game, that they just had an unbelievable amount of passion for what they were making. At times, they get a little too carried away. I think that, like, the robot battler, it was awesome, but it felt like they wanted to do more with it, and perhaps if they hadn't done that, they could have put more work into other parts of the game. But looking back on it now, it's just like, you play it and you're just so impressed that it's even there to begin with. You know, and again, this game is ambition personified. This is the most ambitious video game I've ever played, and it's not even close. The amount of ideas and inspiration they had, and they were able to, at the very least, show us what they wanted the game to be. Maybe it doesn't always hit the mark perfectly, and maybe they didn't always have enough time to finish out each thought to fruition, but you can feel it. You can feel what they wanted it to be. And in a lot of ways, it does. You know, I think that in terms of the main story of Faye, Ellie, Satan, Bart, Id, Krelian, Miang, all the main characters, the Emperor, the Gazelle Ministry, all the main things that they wanted to tell, all the themes of Faye not wanting to accept his power, hating Gears, Ellie's journey to save humanity, and learn that she can't always just sacrifice herself because she matters as well. Faye's putting himself on the line to save somebody who doesn't want to be saved, and them eventually coming back and saving him. The whole arc with the religious cult and Billy, all of these things were executed perfectly. I felt from beginning, middle, end, all of it was told perfectly. None of it felt like it was rushed. I got all of it. I got all of what they were trying to say. Granted, if I played through it again, there'd be details and stuff that I would pick up on, and this is definitely one of those games where every time you play, you're going to get more out of it. But the core concepts were delivered. The core concepts were delivered perfectly. I didn't get to the end of the game and think, like, well, what was the point of that? Or what was the point of this theme? Or what was this character about? Like, I got all of the general ideas that they were trying to give. And that's the important thing. Because with a game as complicated as this, you're not going to get everything on your first playthrough. But they need to at least give you those main core concepts. And in the end, it was really like a love story more than anything else, which is wild to say with all the crazy aliens and nanotechnology and everything going on. Like, in the end, it was really all about Faye and Ellie's love, and over generations and generations. And the way that they slowly implement, like, if you really think about it, the main core concept of the game was the love between Ellie and Faye, right? And how did the game start off? The forest scene with him and Ellie, and then in the middle of the game, it was the moment where Faye got sick and Ellie was having to save him, and like, you could point at so many moments in the game where that was the main theme. The part where they were stuck on the raft together, you know, there's so many parts that you can point at and be like, they were still carrying that theme. It's not like they just did it at the start and then hit you with it at the end. Like, it was always there. They always sprinkled it in. In every big moment of the game, there was a moment with Ellie and Faye. Even if they both weren't, like, in your party at the time. There was all those different times where Faye was trying to bring Ellie to our side. And then, like I said, the time where they were stuck on the raft. And then the time when Faye was out. And then it just, you know, there's so many different times. So they kept it. They didn't just say, you know, here's this part with them at the beginning, and then at the end they're like, oh, remember that? You know, it was always there, and it always felt right. So, this is just a masterclass in storytelling. And the fact that it did so well with a translation like this speaks volumes to how good this story was just thought out from the beginning. They had it all thought out from the beginning, every little moment that was going to add to it, every little theme that was going to be called back to. You can tell it was all written out before they started. It was not, no part of this was like, oh, let's put this here, let's put that there. Like, it was all understood from the beginning. It was all in his head before it hit the game. So, yeah, I'm just completely blown away. I'm so glad we were able to play this. I'm so glad we were able to play the original and show off the original. And this is up there, man. If nothing else, it's the most ambitious game I've ever played. I can see why people say it's the greatest RPG of all time. In a lot of ways it is, you know. I only played through it once. I can't sit here and say, you know, give big thoughts like that, but in many ways, this might be the greatest RPG story told. The way that it's all planned out, and the way that it keeps all the themes going, and everything, it's unreal. It's unreal. And then on top of that, it's still a really good game. It's a fun game with good mechanics and good combat, and very unique combat with the gear system and everything, and the fuel and everything. You know, it's not just, oh, let's make a quick RPG so we can tell this amazing story. So, yeah, completely blown away. I do have, and I can't even, like, show it because the cover is tight. But I do have the Xenogears Perfect Works book that was sent to me by Heroes. Thank you very much, Heroes. So I will be looking into this, as I've been told that there's so much information in here that they wanted to put on in the game and couldn't. And so I'll definitely be taking the time to look through that. I already looked through a little bit of it, but to actually sit and read it, I didn't want to like read anything in it because I didn't want to spoil myself. But yeah, I'd actually sit down and read a good amount of it. So, with that, that's going to be the end of Let's Play Xenogears. Thank you guys so much for being on this journey. All the big Xenogears fans who came out and also watched on YouTube. I'm glad that we were able to play through the game. And I hope you enjoyed this playthrough as much as I did, because I really loved it so much. And I'm so glad that I have this game in my head now. I'm never gonna forget that moment of Faye inside of his head talking to Id. That was like by far the most amazing moment for me, and like I'm not gonna ever forget that. So with that, we're on to our next Let's Play, which I have decided is going to be a newer game, since this was an older game. We don't necessarily have to go back and forth between newer and older, but I think this time it makes sense. We're still doing New Threat, so we're still doing Final Fantasy VII at the moment, so why not? Let's do a newer game. So, a lot of you guys probably already know, because I spoke on it a while ago. Final Fantasy VI. We already did Final Fantasy VI. The next Let's Play for the Friday series is going to be Octopath Traveler. I've been wanting to play through Octopath Traveler for a long time, and I played it when it first came out, but I only played one of the starting stories. And I really, really loved it, but there was a lot of stuff going on at the time. And Octopath Traveler 2 is out now, and I saw a little bit on that game, and I was like immediately enthralled with it. I was really interested in the characters of Octopath Traveler 2, but then I realized I haven't beaten Octopath Traveler 1. So I thought about doing Octopath Traveler on stream, but then I thought, why not do it for a Let's Play? You know, it's that same style of retro RPG, even though it is newer. It'll work perfectly for a Let's Play. And so that is going to be our new Friday series. I don't know how long Octopath Traveler is. I don't think it's like massively long. So hopefully it's a bit of a short... I mean, it's okay if it's long, but it might be a bit of a shorter game, shorter series than this was, since this one was pretty massive. And of course, it's going to be just like every Friday series. We're going to be playing it every Friday for only 4 hours. And then the 4 episodes will go up the next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So just like Xenogears, you can watch it every week on YouTube, and you can watch it every week on Friday on stream. And that will be our next playthrough for the next couple weeks. I want to thank you again for watching Let's Play Xenogears. I'm glad that everyone has as much love for this game as I do. Newfound love. And maybe over the next couple of weeks, I'll start to think about where this really sits on my list of best RPGs. I think it's one of the best PS1 games I've ever played, I'll tell you that much. Right off the bat. So, we'll see, but in any case, thanks for watching Xenogears. And we will see you in Let's Play Octopath Traveler. We'll see you there. Peace.